Alright, so it finally happened. We finally got the new patch, of course, going live right about now. It's about 2.5 gigabytes on Steam, and from the reports I've seen, about 8 on the consoles. But the inventory wipe prevention patch is of course live and kicking, so let's talk about it. And as always, if you enjoyed this video at any point, it would be super awesome if you left a like on this video. But we just released a new patch that addresses the bug that has been causing the inventories of certain players to be wiped. We will talk about all of the patch notes and the information in just a little bit, but if your inventory has been impacted, please note that our efforts to restore your items are a separate process from today's release patch. Restoring the inventory of affected players is still amongst our highest priorities, and we will have news of this very soon. So this means that the patch that is implemented today will fix the bug for the future, and for those who were affected, there's going to be a separate restoration process sometime soon. While we are confident that the patch will prevent inventory wipes in the future, we do want to use the weekend to continue monitoring the situation and ensure that no more players are encountering any related issue before we move on to the restoration process. Which makes sense. We've explained this before. It won't make sense to get items restored now if the patch doesn't fully work, as you might end up losing the restoration as well. So yeah, that sounds like it makes sense. Now really fingers crossed that this time around we get lucky and it fully works and no more problems over the weekend. Of course, as soon as we are satisfied by the patch's effectiveness, we will share extra details, including timelines of our upcoming inventory restoration process. Now, if I'm reading this correctly, it seems that the item restoration process, which is a separate one, is going to be planned sometimes after Monday, so Monday and onward, on a date that they will specify beforehand, because for this weekend they are trying to see how the patch behaves. Hopefully, again, I hope that everything goes right. This would be the third weekend, so really keeping fingers crossed right here that no more hiccups, no more problems, and especially no more inventory wipes will affect anyone, because I really want to see everybody getting their pieces back, get back into the game and enjoy it. Now, I've been playing it, by the way, for the past week. I didn't care about the bug, I did not experience it one bit, and like the only thing that I've done is to basically play single player, completely avoid any multiplayer or co-op, and also stay away from that camp as much as possible, though I did queue up from it quite a little bit, but still nothing was wiped yet from my inventory. Now, we also have this thread right here that they've created with a little bit more detail on top. So we have just released a patch on Steam, Epic, Xbox and PlayStation platform that addresses the bug that has, since the previous update, been causing the inventories of certain players to be wiped, as we've discussed previously. Now, I'm not gonna read the parts that were already in the tweets, like the ones with the restoration being a separate process, but there is an important note right here that I want to go over that gives us a little bit of a heads up with the new patch. So with this new patch, some players may occasionally encounter multiplayer connectivity issues followed by inventory items being momentarily invisible. This is known and only temporary behavior that is part of our 3-step inventory safeguarding measures. Restarting your game or waiting a few minutes and then restarting your game should make your items appear again, which is great news. We aim to address the occurrence of these edge cases in a future patch. If you do encounter a wipe that occurs after installing this patch and is not resolved following a game restart, please immediately report this in this edge cases sub-thread. So of course, with the details like when you install the patch, what's your character's name, have you waited 5 minutes for your inventory to reappear, which is one of the things that is going to be a part of the new update, and also if you restarted the game and all other stuff like the platform, character name and so on and so forth. So yeah, by the looks of it, it seems that this is a much deeper problem than anybody was expecting, since this is only a partial kind of fix. Well, technically speaking, it is a full fix because it apparently does prevent that item from being deleted in the first place or your entire inventory, but it's a partial fix in the sense that it still causes issues related to the inventory, in this case that visual bug where your stuff gets invisible and you have to either wait 5 minutes or close and reopen the game, which kind of sucks. I'm not entirely sure how they will make do with this, because it's already like the 3rd week and I was hoping that this would already be behind us. Nonetheless, while we are confident that the patch will prevent inventory wipes in the future, we do want to use the weekend to continue monitoring the situation and ensuring that no more players are encountering any related issues before we move on to the restoration process. As soon as we are satisfied by the patch's effectiveness, of course, yada yada, we know that they will post a timeline of our upcoming restoration process. While our teams have mainly focused on preventing any further inventory wipes, we have also continued to look into ways of improving our restoration process. So we will update you with these final details as soon as we have tested it and confirmed what is possible. For any affected characters currently encountering a couldn't connect to servers a message, these characters will have their inventories returned and they will become fully playable again as soon as our restoration process has completed. Please keep an eye out for the upcoming announcements regarding the restoration and so on and so forth. So I think that this is the important news actually right here with the restoration. So they are actually updating the way they are going to give back the inventories and how they restore the wiped inventories, because it didn't make sense initially that they would just give random items, well, technically the same items but with random rolls on them. I think that if they manage to finally implement a way to fully restore those items and give them actually the stats that people had on them prior to the wipe, that would be a much better solution rather than giving it like that. Of course, it might still be something different, maybe they are just working on different details, but reading in between the lines, it seems that they might have discovered a way to actually give the full items that people lost back and not just random items of the same name and of the same quality and level. So keeping hopes high and fingers crossed that that's going to be the case. Now this also means that if you can't connect to the servers or if you already lost your inventories with certain characters, it means that it still kind of sucks for you because you still can't play it, you still can't use it until the restoration also goes into effect. But at the very least, everybody else who is playing, or if you are playing on a different character that was never affected by this bug, then yeah, in this situation you can just continue playing without worrying, or at the very least not worrying as much. Of course, I will keep you guys updated if this update is also broken, and if there's any issues that are going to arrive, I'm gonna definitely post something about it. Hopefully the 3rd time is a charm, because this game definitely needs it right now. Anyway, this is it for now. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.